Hello there, my name is David Kraft, and I'm here at St Stephen's Church, lovely stained glass windows, in High Barnet. And I've chosen this place because it's a very quiet place, has good acoustics, and have fond memories because my mother was the vicar here a few years back. Also Barnet is one of my favourite places to go to in Hertfordshire. Has lots of friends here. I'm going to do a series of poetry readings, all poems written by George Herbert, and I thought it was fitting today to just give a brief introduction to George Herbert. He was born in 1593 in Montgomery Castle, and he died at age 40 in Wiltshire. Perhaps it wasn't too uncommon for people to die at age 40, but in today's standards, 40 is very young. And he packed a lot of things in his life. He was a very influential man. He was well connected. He was on both sides, really. His mother, she came from a family of well-respected knights, the Newports. And his father was well connected because he was descended from the Earls of Pembroke. And I'm a big fan of metaphysical poetry, and I studied at school, and I've enjoyed it ever since. And his mother, after his death, became really good friends with John Donne, who is a metaphysical poet, as you know. But we call George Herbert the Anglican poet. He went to Cambridge at age 15 and graduated at Trinity at age 18, and he became a fellow age 22. And by today's standards, that people only finished their first degree age 21. He was bright, intelligent, and he had connections with the royal family. It's important, perhaps, to consider the fact that first James the First died, and that was a big influence on the way that he went. And also a very dear friend died, and that precipitated him to go into the church. And in 1626, he did that in the Diocese of Lincoln. It's important, perhaps, to think about George Herbert within the context of the late Elizabethan era. The danger, it was really late, so the danger from Spain is over. But a lot of people don't consider or reflect on the fact that George Herbert was a younger contemporary of Shakespeare. And, of course, the Anglican Church was shaped by this new prayer book, which was patronised by first Queen Elizabeth I herself, and then James I. And for me, Anglicanism represents, at the time, a recovery of nerve after the medieval period, and an emphasis on the mind and intellect, and on using language to use your intellect. And I think that's very important things to consider. And the exponents of this really were people like Lancelot Andrewes, and who may or may not be a member of our family if you go all the way back, Nicholas Ferrer and Alice Thornton. So the writings of George Herbert are particularly important because they represent a balance of excesses, the excesses of the Roman nation and also the excesses of the Puritans. The asceticism of the Puritans. So it's a balance between that. And George Herbert's poetry is intellectual. It's rather like the Anglican equivalent of John Donne. It's very clever. But it's also balanced and economic with the words. So there are all sorts of words that mean all sorts of things, and beautiful. And his work is relevant today as it was at the time, and for our understanding of human nature, our understanding of longing, of love, and devotion to God, and then the challenges which involved being a Christian, and doubt and faith, and these really important parts of the faith of churches today, and the struggle between faith and doubt. And you can see that in a lot of his poetry, particularly in prayer-like poems, these reflections. His poetry has been set to music and is used in various forms in the Anglican Church. There are lots of poems that I'd like to read, but I thought it was fit for me to start with the Antiphon, "Let all the world in every corner sing." This is set to music by Vaughan Williams, of course. It's also a hymn. The tune is Luck Cluckington by Basil Harwood, and is a very beautiful poem. So I thought it would be fit for me to start with this one. Let all the world in every corner sing, my God and King. The heav'ns are not too high, his praise may thither fly. The earth is not too low, his praises there may grow. Let all the world in every corner sing, my God and King. The church with psalms must shout, no door can keep them out, but above all, the heart must bear the longest part. Let all the world in every corner sing, my God and King.